Leave the World Behind has given clear signals on when cryptocurrency will make its upward movements. There's going to be a lot of volatility and it's given the clearest signals, but let's get into it anyway. You're going to want to take note of these dates that we're going to get into in this video. But welcome everybody. My name is Kelita Sahliah. I am a mother, a real angel, and of course I dabble in crypto. So over here we combine astrology of the sky, so we use the visible sky. It's not mainstream astrology. We use that to see what the market may or may not be doing. So this video was meant to be about astrology in and of itself, but I changed it since there was a lot of noise happening on the world stage with this new movie Leave the World Behind. But trust me, after you see what I'm about to show you, you will see the importance of astrology, and we'll get into that in our next podcast. So this is Crypto Angles podcast number 38. Number 38. So 3 and 8 equal 11. So it's a master number. We're walking through gates in this video. But yeah, let's get into it. We're going to do it a little different this time. We are going to look more at the astrology at the beginning. After I show you a little bit of Gematria, we'll then get into the technical analysis for Bitcoin, XRP and the DXY, and then at the end we'll just go through other Gematria connections to kind of wind down. I feel I need more of my energy to talk about the astrology at the beginning. So let's get into it anyway. This yeah, let's just start. Okay, let's start. Let me find my threads. So this is my threads, people, on Instagram. Feel free to check me out over there. But Leave the World Behind, as you can see, it equals 1966, and this breaks down to 22. Crypto Angles podcast 11. So we're getting two master numbers in this video. So anyway, have you watched the movie? I've not watched it personally. I don't intend to, but I noticed just a lot of noise on the world stage. Like even my dad was like, "Oh, have you watched this movie?" I was like, "No." And after he said that, so many people on TikTok were just like, "Oh, just talking about it." So I was like, what is the message that's being said? So Leave the World Behind, we're paying attention to two numbers really, the 1966 and the 192. So 1966, as I said, it breaks down to 22. And what is 22? 22 equals dragon in the best cipher there is, Chaldean, and 22, and we're going into the year of the dragon. So this straight away told me that whatever they're signaling in this movie it's going to impact, or it's going to have an impact in next year, 2024. Things are happening. Okay, so I found that connection, and of course we've got 59 there. But then it gives us the clearest thing: full moon during Mercury retrograde. Okay, so I got straight away, I was like, okay, 1966 equals 22, year of the dragon. And in the year of the dragon, because this 1966 still breaks down to 22 dragon, pay attention to the full moon during Mercury retrograde. So we're going to take a look at all of the full moons, as above, so below. As above, so below. I love that. It's like, yeah, things are definitely shifting. So we're coming back into the calendar, and what we are going to do is we're going to look at all of the full moons during Mercury retrograde. I done a video on this on my TikTok, and it's reached like 50k views, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. I'll link it down below. But yeah, after I saw that connection, I was like, whoa, I've got my calendar, I've got this calendar, and I was like, okay, I've got year 2024. Let's take a look at the full moons during Mercury retrograde. But we're starting in this one, 2023. Why? Because Mercury stationed retrograde on Wednesday, the 13th of December. And look, oh, we have a full moon. Now, bear in mind, this movie was meant to come out in next year. It was meant to come out April next year, but all of a sudden it was brought out earlier. Why? There's no coincidences. It's because one of the messages, at least, there are more, of course, but this is the most important, I feel. Oh, I need to move. It's because it wanted to give a message. And those who know how to read what the world stage is doing and things of that nature will see the message that's actually being said. You've had so many people distracted by this movie, whether they're like just watching it for entertainment's sake and paying zero attention, just like, oh, okay, or you're either going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole of like, oh, it means this, they're trying to say this, blah blah, and essentially kind of creating and feeding into that narrative that this movie is painting. That's why I have zero desire to actually watch the movie. Like, I don't need to. I saw the hidden meaning and I'm like, okay, this is what it's talking about. So back to the full moons anyway. We've got our first one in Gemini on the 27th. So this is happening. We are on the 17th, so we've got 10 days before this. But bear in mind, when it comes to full moon energies, if you've been watching me for a while, you would have known that the full moon, round about the full moons, price likes to find its bottom. And then once it's found its bottom, you can potentially long it. Okay? So upward momentum after it's found its bottom. So there's no coincidences, as crypto has been prepping to get ready for this next run. We've now had this clear signal, clear signal, and many people probably don't even see it, but this clear signal to say full moons during Mercury retrograde within the year of the dragon. Okay, like, you can't get more clearer than that. And then Mercury stations direct in January. So I'm going to show you all of them. So we're going to pop into the other calendar. I'm going to show you all of them, and then we're going to come back and talk more about the astrology of the energies for each of them. Okay, because Mercury right now is in Sagittarius, and it does transit as it retrogrades back into Ophiuchus. So all of this plays a major role. This is why I wanted to do the astrology first, so I can give more energy to talking about it instead of just the Gematria. But you're getting a sneak peek into my new calendar. And we're going to take a look at the dates. Now, I do have this available. 8 people have it in their basket. There's not a lot left. There are digital copies, of course. There's unlimited digital, but there's not a lot left of the physical because the TikTok video is doing well and people were they wanted to invest. So do grab it if you'd like. There is a discount if you type in holy days. You can get 15% off, and I'll put that in the description as well underneath this video. But let's take a look in this calendar at the full moons during Mercury retrograde when it loads. Okay, so April 2024, Mercury stations retrograde on the 1st. Okay, where's our full moon? We have a full moon and it stations direct just after the full moon, and we're getting it in Libra, an air sign. Okay, so we've got Gemini air, Libra air. Keep that in mind because that's important to know. Moving down to the next retrograde, should be here in August. Our next retrograde is in August. You like my photo? So anyway, Mercury stations retrograde on the 5th of August. Where? It stations retrograde in Leo and direct in Leo. So Leo energy, interesting. And it stations direct on the 28th. And on the 19th, we have a full moon, a super sturgeon moon in Aquarius. Air. Okay, keep note of the airs. And then the last one is in November into December. So Mercury stations retrograde 26th of November 2024, and it stations direct on the 15th of December, where In Gemini, it begins in Taurus. Because it's winter, it's dark. You probably will see the moon out quite early, but it moves in. It starts in Gemini, in Taurus, sorry, and about 7 p.m. it transits into Gemini, air. Okay, keep that in mind. So on this calendar, let me just go to the top. On this calendar, you do have all of the retrograde dates here. So you see it's Mercury, and these are when they're all retrograding. So you've got it all in one place, and you can just go down and check it out. But let's go back and talk about them all. So Mercury in and of itself, bear in mind I said all of the signs it's retrograding, and there's a full moon. It's the full moons are in an air sign. Mercury is, its element is air. Okay, so this is why it's important. And Mercury is all about energy exchange. So that is Mercury, and it's about, of course this is crypto over here, but it's all about energy exchange. So this is communication, your thoughts, things of that nature, and of course money. So Mercury is the winged god in mythology, Hermes, and it's all about money, fake money at that, like created money basically, which is what crypto is, which is what paper money is, and money we've created it, is fake money basically. So that is all about Mercury. So I feel there's no coincidences that it's saying, oh, during Mercury retrogrades. Why? Because during a retrograde, it allows that you to cross the I's and dot the T's, basically. It allows you to go back over and redo things, so you then have the capacity or the space, the knowledge, awareness to then move forward in it. A lot of people bring like the negative connotation with Mercury retrograde, like, oh, your things may break, blah blah blah, but all it is, you're just sorting things out that you didn't have chance to do before when it comes to how you are exchanging your energy. So for people, this would be how they exchange their energy when it comes to investing into crypto. Okay, so we're linking it that way because that's what it's about. It's monetary exchange, probably the most, as well as communication. So I want to talk about the different signs that it's in, and kind of like where it's about as well, to get a deeper knowing of what could happen, or the potential price movements around these times. So when it comes to where Mercury is, Mercury will station retrograde in Pisces on the 1st. So it happens in Pisces. Why is Pisces important, and why do I want to bring it up? Pisces is a water element. The market is water. Okay, as you can see, Pisces is fueled by Neptune as well as Jupiter. So Neptune is water, so we're getting double water elements here, and we're also getting expansion because Jupiter expands. So where Mercury is stationed in retrograde, it's getting that energy of water, which is the market, and expansion. Not only that, but because Pisces is the last zodiac, so this calendar does start from April and it finishes in March, because we start in Pisces when the sun is still in Pisces before it enters Aries, and then it finishes in Pisces when it leaves Aquarius and enters Pisces again. So Pisces being the first and the last zodiac sign and a water sign, it has the element of all of the other zodiacs within it. It has all the wisdom and things of that nature. And even if you pay attention to music videos, movies and things of that sort, there's always water symbology. There's a water birth. For us to come into this world, we're birthed through our waters, isn't it? Our it is our own waters and part of our mothers, and we're birthed through the birthing canal to enter this reality. So what am I seeing here? This retrograde, this going back within this birthing, it's like we're energetically being birthed into something when it comes to crypto. We're being birthed into this new area. Also, I do need to add that the Bitcoin halving is happening in April. So the Bitcoin halving, like after that, usually price is just going up. In the past, in the past, that's what's happened after the Bitcoin halving. Now, something I learned from my mentor that he picked out is that usually it's about 50 to 55 days before the Bitcoin halving is probably the last best opportunity for lower prices. After that, it's just not going to be as low. Excuse me. You can still, of course, invest DCA, but potentially wait for any pullbacks and things of that nature. So, like 55 days before, where is that? Let's look in this calendar. Um, you're looking at really the end of Feb. That's probably round about 55 days before. Beginning of March, end of February is probably going to, there may be like a, a lower retracement down potentially, and then upward movement. Okay, so if you are invested, of course, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not giving financial advice, but if you are invested, then that may be a really good opportunity at that time. So, yeah, the Bitcoin halving. So I do want to show you this as well. Obviously the reward is kind of getting less and less, but we've got an expected one around April, and then the next one in 2028. So that's interesting. As this full moon comes in. So as I said, we're entering into this birthing energies of being birthed into a new reality, a new state of being, and crypto is as well. That's why it will be getting ready to do what it needs to do, okay, because it's being birthed into this new reality. We're getting a lot more Pisces energy too. New moon in Pisces, birthing, Venus is in Pisces, dips into Cetus but comes back out in Pisces, and we're also getting Mars in Pisces as well. So Venus represents the physical reality, all of the six senses: sight, taste, touch, hearing, smell, as well as your intuition, and it's what you physically experience in your reality. We're being birthed out, covers money too. That is being birthed into a new reality. Our drive and our passion is being birthed into a new reality with how people will interact with the market, because they will then begin to see, okay, it's actually happening now. You would have had people who got in when it's just a little boring, little choppy, like from now and, since this year basically. But more people will notice this. Now, this Libra energy. Libra is an air sign. So, Mercury being money anyway, it's, yeah, it's air. So we're getting this air vibes, and Libra is the scales, it's the justice. So what I'm seeing here is round about this time, because the Bitcoin halving is happening too, we're going to begin to see more of a balancing energy. So for coins that may have even been suppressed, XRP for example, we may begin to really notice, like, okay, not just XRP but even Bitcoin, we're going to notice like, okay, the market's actually moving, and this balance energy, this justice of what needs to happen will start to come out as we're being birthed, Pisces energy, into this new reality and state of being when it comes to cryptocurrency. Hope you're following me. I really do hope you're following me, and if you see what I'm saying when it comes to the astrology, because it's playing a role. There is no coincidence that these are all happening with Mercury station retrograde in all the full moons, like wild. So moving on to the next one now. Do you like the July photo? So beautiful. So August, Mercury is stationing retrograde in Leo. Mercury station retrograde in Leo on the 5th of August. So, what am I seeing with this Leo energy? We've got this super sturgeon moon. We're getting Aquarius as well. So, the sun enters Leo the 10th of August, right? again, this is the sky. You can do grab this calendar if you would like it. But the 10th of August, something I've noticed, and if you have been in crypto, you may have probably noticed in August, you may get a peak up, like that's really big. It could be really big, like, oh, whoa. And oftentimes people assume that it's just going to go up and up and up. And then it begins to retrace and plateaus into September. Yeah, into September and early stages of October, basically. So what I'm kind of seeing here is that generally happens because the sun, the ego, that people are seeing their lens through goes into Leo. Now the market is water, Leo is a fire element, so it doesn't really mix. It doesn't really mix, and that's why you may get that big spike up, because it's like Leo comes from the heart, there's that passion there. But because these fire energy comes in, and then you're going to get Earth, Virgo coming in, which is a slow decider in September, this is why price begins to plateau. So what I'm kind of seeing, after we see a nice noticeable move in spring potentially, I'm generally seeing August time, like, do keep in mind, sorry, I just need to come back to here. Do keep in mind the full moon energy starts 5 days before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 days after, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So keep that in mind with all of the moons. Oh, what's happening? Okay, so going back to Leo though, and this all loads. Leo, I'm seeing potential, like, there may be a big surge on this super sturgeon moon before it begins to plateau. And it could be a very noticeable one. Why? Because, bear in mind, 5 days before, 5 days after. Because it's Aquarius. Now, Aquarius, Saturn is in Aquarius. Okay, so this is why this is big. Not only is it an air sign, but Saturn itself is in Aquarius. So Saturn is where we're spending our time, a lot of our time, because Saturn fuels time. And Aquarius is fueled by Uranus, which can bring about sudden changes. All right, literally just sudden changes. Is known as the father of electricity. It can tear down the old and bring in the new. To bring in sudden changes. I've also backdated a lot of the moons for XRP. I haven't done it for Bitcoin, but for XRP. And what I found was Aquarius, only when the market is ready, only when it's ready, and it's been priming for a while, as we've been seeing Sunday after Sunday. When it's ready, Aquarius can move the most, like over 150 percent in the market, like a single move or so. So keep that in mind, and it wouldn't surprise me as it wants to kind of plateau a little bit. Retrace, basically, it would be a normal movement. However, people who don't know about technical analysis and the markets will just feel it's going to go up. And I had my lessons in that 3 years ago. I've had my lessons in that, so I saw it myself. And I'm seeing my favorite NPC is amazing. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. We could see on this super sturgeon moon a lot of movement round about this time. Could even come in, just keep an eye out, even just for the whole months of these, because of course we're going to need to follow the day by day and monthly price action anyway to get a better sight on it. However, this is like looking a little bit ahead in the future, where you can, probably add to your plan, because here's potential volatility. So it's either potential partial profit taking on these surges, these moves, and then potential re-entry for some people, if you'd like, depending on when you started to invest. People who I guess have been putting in their positions for the whole of this year, they wouldn't really probably want to, they'll just probably take partial profits. Maybe the choice is yours, basically, but definitely don't enter in at the top. That's my best advice. Take some profit is the better option than putting in more. Or if you're just in it for the end, just leave it and watch it go up and down and wait until 2025 to take full profits. But obviously have your own plan. But so yeah, just keep that in mind. Sudden changes, drastic changes can happen with Aquarian energy. Um, before it begin this fire energy comes in and the market begins to settle again within the Mercury retrograde. Right, now let's get on to the last one. So Mercury stations retrograde in Ophiuchus. Interesting. So it's in Ophiuchus when it stations retrograde in November. And then it stations direct. Obviously it must still, okay, no, so it retrogrades back into Scorpio. That's interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. I think that's doing it this year, in the other calendar for this month on the full moon, it's in Sagittarius and it's retrograding back into Ophiuchus. We'll finish on that one as that's the closest one that is happening. But yeah, so it's in this Ophiuchus energy. But of course, the full moon is in Scorpio, so Ophiuchus is just transformative in nature anyway. Okay, it is transformative in nature. But the full moon is in Scorpio, so we're going to focus more on the Scorpio energy. So Scorpio is a water sign as well. Okay, so we're getting a retrograde in water, fire, water, or should I say water, fire, ether, water, because Ophiuchus is the ether. Okay, and Scorpio's water. So why is that a little off? Oh, it's because the two of them's there. The Scorpio energy. So, of course, the market is water, and Scorpio represents. Scorpio, what is Scorpio fueled by? Let's just take a look. So, Scorpio's fueled by two luminaries. Excuse me, confirmation burp. But we've got Pluto as well as Mars. So, Pluto, this death and rebirth element is within Scorpio, as well as drive and passion, like that flame, that desire that burns within you. That's why Scorpio people placements can be quite passionate in nature, and transformative. So we're getting both of those energies with this Scorpio. It's water, and in the water, so it will be impacting the markets. There's transformation. Okay, transformation as well as drive and passion. So the way people will be kind of moving their actions, how it may be impacting them to invest in the markets, they'll be following their drive and their passion quite a lot, and it's from that transformation could come about. So it's like the markets in and of itself, we could see a big transformation round about this time. So when the market is ready to go on up, this is the last quarter of the year, and sometimes the last quarter does very well in the crypto market. So because like going into Q1 January, we could see, like, how can I put it, that extra extension basically of, whoa, prices just continuing to go up to these certain heights. So I'm feeling we're going to see a noticeable movement in April. Like, okay, it's moving. And then, because we're being birthed into a new reality, we're then going to be seeing a probably like the second jump up, basically, the second jump up. Or there's four, isn't there? This one, the first one coming up next, the retrograde we're in right now, could be the first move. April is the second, August is the third, and then this December energy going into 2025 is that fourth one, like that last leg up. You know how you feel like, oh yeah, this is the top, can't really go up here, and it's retracing, and then all of a sudden it's just like, whoa, where's it going? Even higher. The market moves in 3 to 4 patterns. That's what I've noticed. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. This Gemini energy, and we're getting Taurus energy here too. So within this transformation of this Scorpio energy, we are entering into a new toroidal field. Okay, a new toroidal field with the Taurus, and then we're getting Gemini, which is air, and the full moon that's happening in 10 days, is in Gemini. Okay, so we're getting two Geminis in December. We're getting two Geminis in December. So, yeah, Gemini, Mercury fuels Gemini. So, even greater power there when it comes to money and the movement of money as well. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing there. And these are the dates I feel we should be paying attention to. Potentially having our positions weigh in before these dates, of course. And if there is a retracement from April, from August, I'm seeing, like, I don't know, maybe August probably won't be the best one to go in, because I'm seeing with August, there's no reason with August we are not passing our all-time high and reaching price discovery. Okay, I'm seeing no reason, to be honest, with this Aquarius energy to bring about sudden change. The April energy may bring us close to our all-time highs, closer for some coins. Like maybe getting rejected off it a little bit, but I'm seeing definitely this August energy, this Aquarius energy, we're surpassing it and we're en route to price discovery. Within this price discovery, we've gone up a next leg, and then within this December energy, we've found our next leg up. It's like, oh, price has gone up so high, it's retraced, and then it's getting ready. People may think, oh, it's the end of the bull run, it's just going down, and then we get that last final push up. And the reason I feel this may be the last one into what's it called, into 2025, is because, where is Saturn? Let's take a look. Jupiter stations direct. Does Saturn do? Oh, Saturn must transit in April. It must transit in April. So we may just get volatility into it. But I kind of feel that may be like the last big surge. Yeah, no, Saturn's not there. So, but Saturn will be moving from Aquarius into Pisces. So it's just going to be interesting, of course, how it all unfolds. But pay attention to these times. There's no coincidences that that movie came out early. It came out early, having a direct link to full moon during Mercury retrograde. When? In the year of the dragon. So, yeah. Pay attention to that, people. Do let me know your thoughts. Yeah, do let me know your thoughts. Yeah, was this interesting? Was it a gem? Of course, if you do want the calendar, digital and physical, do grab it for sure. But let's get into the one happening now, and then we'll look at the technical analysis. So as I says, we're getting this Gemini energy as Mercury is stationing retrograde, and we're getting this Gemini energy here. And I feel this will just be... we're we're going to notice it. Again, maybe it's not going to be so noticeable for loads of other people to want to get involved, but I am seeing upward momentum coming in here a lot. I am doing a video on Christmas Eve because, you know, so I will talk about this more, and again, especially if price hasn't done it on this day, and this officious energy. But the sun, so just coming back to the astrology story of what's happening this cycle, because we are on the 17th, so let's come back to the present moment now. We went way ahead into the future, but what's happening here, we're getting a full first quarter moon on the 19th, so a half moon. So price is moving from where the resistance was. So price would have, it's got rejected off a certain level as we take a look into the technical analysis, and price is getting ready to enter into the energy of the full moon, of finding its support, so you can long it. So for example, price would have found its resistance, and it's like that would have been a time to short the market. Basically, that's pretty much how it works. No, it doesn't work like that every single time, but that's pretty much how it works. And then we're also getting the winter solstice. Don't sleep on that. I'm going to be fasting then, because I've learned that when the moon is in your sun sign and it's entering Aries on the 22nd and 23rd. So I'm actually going to fast for these 2 days and then enjoy cooking and stuff with my children on these days. But the sun, anyway, is moving into Sagittarius. So the sun is the ego, is how we're operating through a different lens. Sagittarius, after this officious energy, because it's moving from officious into Sag, we've transformed in a certain way, our perspective, things of that nature, and now we're ready to go in a new direction. Again, there's no coincidences how this all synchronizes up. Things are getting clearer on the world stage of what's happening, what to pay attention to. You may be getting more focused on you may be getting more focused on your own direction, where you want to invest, just more focused, more clear. Basically, when it comes to the market, it's going in a new direction now, because Sagittarius is the centurion. It looks like this in the sky, but he's holding his bow and arrow, so he's very focused, very precise, and knows where it's going. So this is going to be the attitude of the market from this point on. It's going to know where it's going. And as I said, that movie gave a clear sign to it gave a clear sign of the full moons, and it's starting now up until December, because the last full moon in where is it, the last full moon, the last retrograde, 15th of March going into April 2025. The April one is not done yet. But if you would like that calendar for 2025 into 2026, do let me know. But the full moon isn't within this Mercury retrograde. That's why I am paying attention to this one, April, August, and December. Okay, so the 4 of them. 4. Pay attention. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing for this cycle. The market is getting ready to go in its new focus direction, which means it's finding its bottom soon, so it can go on up, you know, so you can long it. And we'll see, I guess, however far it goes up, that is the clearer direction. So I do want to just put come on, Lord, for me. We're going to go on the technical analysis now. I just want to show you this because the technical analysis is already loaded. View profile. Is it just not doing it? Is it just not doing it? Okay. Here we go. I just want to show you this. There's an app for TikTok. Check out this video. It's got to 53k. So do check out this video. I kind of say all what I've said in a there's a description. I say all what I said in a simpler way, not a simpler way, a shorter way. However, I don't go into the depth of each sign like I've done in this. So do check that video out if you'd like. It is pinned. And yeah, that's my TikTok. Help me as well get to 1,000, please, people. That would really help, because then I can put the link in my bio, and I can't now. But anyway, Bitcoin, technical analysis, and then we'll just skim through all of the other connections at the end as my energy's dwindling. So, this is Bitcoin. As you can see, I feel this just looks healthy because we were just going up, 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 up. This is on the W time frame, so cycle after cycle we were just going up. So it's actually nice and healthy to see a retracement. So that's telling me here the 43 was the resistance, because that moon should have come in. I'll put the moon phases on at the end. But yeah, this is telling me Bitcoin was rejected on that level, which is interesting. The RSI as well is coming down. We could potentially see more extended though when this full moon comes in, so do keep that in mind. But let's take a look on the daily. Oh, okay. So on the daily, as I said, the price wants to find its bottom. So just looking on the daily, I wonder if it will potentially come back down to that 38, or where it last was 40, for the moon to get its bottom in there to then go on up. As you can see on the RSI, it has a potential to be rejected off the 50, so I'm not ruling that out. It could drop lower, like it could drop lower than the 50. However, it could find support off the 50 moving average, just as it did here. And then it continued on up further. Even though the volume here was less than here, price is actually higher. So excuse me, that could be confirmation, cough. But that could be something that happens again. So we could find support, we could get a double bottom right here, and then price could potentially shimmy on up. It could shimmy, 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 shimmy. May get overextended again, may even get higher than that point, but price may go up further, like to 52-ish. Okay, once this full moon comes in, that's a potential. That is a potential. Let's just put the messy drawing on, forgive me. Oh, let's just take that off for a moment, just while I talk about this. It's ugly, I'm sorry. Over the holy days, I will make sure the chart's clean. But as for now, I saw it got some time. I saw we get. So these moving averages, the luminary moving averages, I do want to see the 200 as well. So I will put that on at the end, and then the moons after. So we're soon getting across. What I do like is that Mercury, Pluto and Saturn, so all of them they're joining together, as you can see, separate there. They're coiling together, getting ready to cross on the daily. Venus, Neptune and Uranus. So I feel that alone is a good signal, because when Saturn, Pluto and Mercury are above the other three, it's upward movement. When it's the other way around, it's like downward movement basically. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Let's just take a look at the lines and things of that nature. So this is just my own line, and I'll delete that. I just drew it in. I smell a bit of food. So yeah, clearly this was like our resistance. So the new moon, no moon would appear here, and Our bottom could well be 38. It could well be 38. We may get a little retracement back down to there, but there doesn't seem to be much room on the RSI though. We'll take a look on the smaller time frames. So then that leads me to say it could also just come to 41, and the bottom could just come in here, creating another higher low, higher, yeah, another higher low, basically. Before breaking through this resistance and tackling this one. So let me just put it smaller. Before breaking through this resistance and then hovering between this one. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I feel it's after here we may get this new moon energy coming in, the next new moon in January being Sagittarius, so we could get that resistance coming in for it to then come down to find its bottom around about 31 to 34. Yeah, so I'm seeing it more like this. Wherever it wants to come from, break through there, probably a little resistance, go on up, and then come back down, find its bottom around about that time, and then shimmy on up. Basically, that's potentially what I'm seeing. But of course we wait and we see. We wait and we see. No? Let me just take a look at the line. It looks a bit clearer. But let's come down to the 4 hour now, back on the candles. Over the holy days too, I'm going to be coming back and you're going to see me pulling out fibs. Okay? You're going to see me pulling out the fibs. So anyway, oh, I smell food. These are above Venus, Neptune and Uranus, which is good. It's showing upward momentum is en route. So again, it's like we can just get price going to 40, possibly more likely. We'll probably get a confirmation when we check the DXY, possibly more likely than 38, but it could still be a possibility, I guess. Yeah, but we're still in upward momentum anyway. So wherever price like is rejected from and is pushed down to find its bottom, that's still good. Even if it comes to 38, this will allow the moving averages to kind of catch up, and then price will be supported on them to continue it to the upside. To the upside. Yeah, in the new year, I'll definitely be pulling out my fibs to like do a video on price targets for throughout the year in like combination. But give me time to prep because your girl's a baby at this. Okay. I'm still a baby. I'm a baby. Right, because on the hour, price is being supported here, which this is why it's kind of telling me we may not go back down to that 38, 37 region. Even if price falls and wedges in between that, it's like on par with this last support. So we'll see. It's probably just in a whole range. So yeah, my eyes are just on 40 to potentially 38 for Bitcoin. Yeah, for it to find its bottom, 40 or 38. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. Let's move on to XRP. So it goes so squished. Let's just clear this for a moment. And zoom in. Okay, so Yeah, we've just kind of had this cycle. It was just going down, baby, when you're not around. So it got rejected off 66. Look at that clear rejection. Just look at my mouse. You can see the market just went up, got rejected off that 66 level. We had full on indecision. We did have a spike up, but price was like, nope, come down. It closed here, tried to get above it, but it closed at 66 and was rejected again at 66, root 66. Interesting. Yeah, super interesting. So obviously this is where its resistance is, 66 right now, and price of course is getting ready to find its bottom. Oh, so interesting. It's pretty much, it is under this trend line, but it is pretty much like it could easily just continue to trade above it once it's found its bottom. But again, I find it interesting how it's like retested this longer red trend line that's been there since 2017. It's went and retested that, so it's just showing signs of strength to me, really. For XRP, the RSI again on the cycle, it could full well just get supported off here as it finds its bottom, or just get close to retesting the 50, because even when it came down to here, it was on the 50, but it wasn't, didn't go lower. So it's kind of like, it's quite healthy, I feel quite healthy. So on the daily now, on the daily, right, what I'm liking is that these are already getting ready to cross. They're crossing. They've not crossed it all. They've still got Neptune and Uranus to cross, but they have crossed Venus, which is a good sign. It's getting ready for upward momentum for sure. So I feel it's just kind of hovering around waiting for this bottom in energy to come in, and it's 5 days before. So remember, we're here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, the winter solstice Friday. What I've noticed is like more extreme market movements either happen if there's not a lot of volatility on a Monday, it can begin on a Wednesday, Mercury day, or the Friday. That's really what I've noticed over the past 3 years. So interesting. We could see some movements before Christmas. Ooh. Could it be that picture? I don't know if you saw, people like that Christmas picture of XRP, and just look so creepy with that animal. Could it be this Christmas and for next Christmas? Because we're getting potential movements for both. But it's just creepy, man. But anyway, that's what I'm seeing there, which is good. Let's just take a look on this with the RSI for the daily. We are underneath the 50 though, so this kind of is telling me, of course, price is in the momentum of finding its bottom anyway, so we could come under a little bit more. We could get like a similar double bottom, like as I mentioned for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's double bottom was above the 50. This is below, but we could get that, so it's peaking at like 38 potentially. And yeah, so even though it may not go as low as 57 cents, in terms of volume and strength, it's kind of at the same level. So that's interesting. But just taking a look at all of this messy drawing. Yeah, so on the daily, where are we now? 61, potentially going back to 60. I feel XRP may find its bottom at 60. That could be a potential, because it's kind of just hovering nowhere right now. I guess there is some resistance, I guess, here, as price was rejected, then kind of went above it, below it, above it. This area there's a little bit, but if we are pushed down a little, it could be 60 cents. I don't really see it going lower than that. We have had several wicks, and it's like these wicks are showing like, okay, price is testing here, but Yeah, we'll see. I'm seeing 60, not too low, and this is why I do want to put on the 200 moving average, and maybe even check the 55. You know, we're gonna do that. We're gonna check them, and then the moons after, because the price could find support on that while these luminaries are catching up. These luminaries, for it to then like find support off them and bounce off it. Let's just take a look at the lines. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so just kind of how it's tipping down, it does really seem like it may want to get support here. And as you can clearly see, though, we went under it on this side. Price broke above it, rested on this area, 60, done its thing, come back down, broke below it, and then found support off it a couple more times. So I'm definitely more inclined for that, as well as this red trend line. If it comes back to this zone, we're kind of touching it. So if like the lowest 59 to 60, for it to just tap this trend line again, it would still be healthy, because it's back testing where it was in 2017, bro. Like, that's amazing. So on to the 4 hour. 4 hour, you can hear my Brummy accent, isn't it, when I say hour? Hour. Paddy power. Okay, with the RSI, it is underneath on the 4 hour. We could be rejected off of this yellow moving average, bringing us like down a little bit back to this 60 region. And look at that price. It opened here, wicked all the way down to 60, and then closed at 62. That's funny. So yeah, I am seeing that price again. It wicked to this 59, this 60 region. So it's looking likely. And look at this, like, price opened at 60.4, it closed at 60.01. So yeah, and again, the moving averages, they are kind of catching up. So as it falls and find its support there, these will support it also to find its bottom. And again, positive upward momentum, because Saturn, Mercury and Pluto are above Uranus, Neptune and Venus. So just the 1 hour is the smallest time frame we'll get into. So okay, on the 1 hour, I'm definitely seeing a retracement down to 60 cents in this time, before movement up. We'll take a look potentially of where it could go once it's found its bottom. But it's good that Saturn is still above them, however price is below them. So it's just showing me, though maybe temporarily, we most likely come back down to 60, especially if we can't hold this 61. We'll break through that and come down to 60. The RSI is already getting rejected off the 50, and it's making its way down. So that is what I'm semi seeing for XRP. Oh, before I do that, let's just take a look on the daily at the lines. Is this kind of making a triangle? Is it making its own triangle? Hold on. Do you see that? Like, let's just draw it. Sorry, more lines. I'll delete them for the next video. So just doing it on the actual candles, because I feel interesting. 62 again. Let's move that. This is going to be interesting, because even if price comes down to that 60 region, it then goes up. Will we see a... Oh my days. I think I found something. I think I found something. Keep in mind, like, as I said, we are in this Mercury retrograde till when? When does it station direct? January. It stations direct in January. Where is this leading to, people? January. So XRP has the potential to range. I do want you to keep that in mind. So even though it's kind of found its bottom, Bitcoin will need to move first, okay, to show like, oh, okay, XRP has the potential of ranging and potentially moving after Christmas into January. All right, so I am going to keep this green line for sure. I'm going to keep that. And then it's like after any point in January, I guess. The third could even pop out at any time, really. We could then see... sorry, let's just make it a little bigger. At least a retest to this 88 when it wants to pop out. A potential overextending to $1. Like, it's like, whoa, because look, the way XRP wants to move when it's ready to move is literally just one straight line in a day. Like, that's it. We're getting no staggered edges. Let's just take a look at this pattern. I drew this triangle a while back, so if you were following me since then, we were in this triangle. See this red line? Damn, I will make it more clear. Not right now though, it's going to take too long, but price was just hovering within this line, and then look at the apex. Just take a look at that. We're in it, and then we go pew, we spit right out of it. So it could be repeating a similar pattern. It's just in its triangle doing its thing, and then it's going. How much percentage was this movement? Let's just take a look. So 74% price closed at, but it wicked up to almost 100%. XRP does the most when it's ready to do the most, you know. It's basically almost 100% that candle wick move. So could we potentially be getting another? Let's take a look. We're gonna just move it up 100% from about here. We'll be conservative. 62 is probably going to be hovering. Sorry. I've done it wrong. Oh, laptop. No. You see? I'm the devil. No, I'm joking. Come on, laptop. Don't do this to me now, my friend. What's going on? You brought up the dictionary. Cha. Right. So we'll try that again. I clicked it, but I need to just do that. It's not even showing 100%. I need to make it smaller. Just leave it like that. This just looks like a whole messy autumny sandwich, doesn't it? Anyway, we're gonna go from 62 just to see. Whew. I'm gonna be conservative and leave it at 98. But if XRP is ready to move 100% from where it is at now, we're looking at definitely over $1 XRP in January, to be honest with you. And that would be amazing. It would be healthy because we would have made another higher high. It would be a higher high, and then price will like, oh, come back down, and people may buy at the top, and then it just comes back down, and like like throughout February, March, and then remember the Bitcoin halving end of February, March. Great time to get in as it's retracing, and people would have been trying to, you know, fear of missing out, FOMOing in at the top. And then price retraces, because could retrace well back down to 72 cents from $1.20. Literally $1.20 XRP could reach in January. So a dollar is an easier target here, but it could overextend, because sometimes that's what XRP would like to do. But if it does reach that, it's definitely not going to be there for long. Like, if you see it, I guess you're ready to take profit then, if you'd like. If not, if you're not taking profit and you're just accumulating, then just watch the waves. But that's what I'm seeing there. Are you lot seeing that too, potentially? Like, I do need to watch Water's video. No, I've watched it already, of a potential dollar XRP. But I saw this myself. I'm like, okay, it could well reach $1 quite easily into January, and it may overextend that last little like leg up and be super overextended to $1.20. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing there. Let's take a look at the DXY. I feel I've been talking for long and we've not even gone through the other connections. So this is like definitely the most important part, the connections. If you want to sit, chill, listen to it, just relax, don't really pay much attention to, you don't really need to look at it, then feel free, but we'll go over it super fast. So the dollar, okay, found a little bit of support off of that zone. I don't even know what I'm looking at, my brain's getting mushy. Let's look at the cycle one, the W. Okay, so ultimately it was kind of like downward momentum. It did go down. So from this alone, we could definitely see just a little relief. That relief could be when crypto is just trying to make its way down a bit, because it is being supported off of here. We could get that a full retest of this zone, this 103. So this retest of this zone could be the thing to relieve crypto a little bit. That's kind of like what I'm seeing. Let's check the 4 hours. Okay, so it was heavily oversold here. So yeah, it's definitely relief time. It's already done being relieved. It may try go up that a little bit further. But this, I feel, is its new resistance, this level. So this is why there could potentially just be that little relief up to there to be rejected, to then come down again. It may hover there for a little and then come down while crypto needs to do its thing. But excuse me, confirmation, but it has kind of gone up a bit, so it's kind of looking like it does want to come back down a bit more. However, oh no, it has hit a resistance even on the RSI. So if you take a look on the RSI, we've got its support here and support here. On this side we've got resistance here, and right now it's hitting a resistance. So when the market's open, because this isn't open yet, unlike crypto, there could be that little upward momentum a little bit, but it may just get rejected quite nicely off of this level. So this is why it's kind of like I'm feeling, I don't need the dictionary, price just maybe hovering a bit, but once it enters this full moon energy, and it's 5 days after, so we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so the Monday is 5 into January before it stations direct. So pay attention to what they do, where crypto goes, I guess. But that's kind of what I'm seeing there. I'd be interested to see where all of these things are as well. Okay, so on the hour, we can kind of see that Uranus, Neptune and Venus are above, so this is signaling downward momentum instead of upward like the others. And again, even if it moves up a bit, there's just rejection at this 103 level to then come back down, or this could be its rejection at the 102. But that's kind of what I am seeing there. I'm just going to move the RSI, and we're going to put on the moving average. So style white, 200 style white, così bro, white, so we can see it. Okay, so it's 200 moving average is sloping down. So again, even if price does want to go and touch that, test it a little bit, it's like it's ready to, it may get rejected off the 200 moving average to then bring it down. So we're just seeing that little bit of yeah, like I said, I don't feel crypto Bitcoin XRP will retrace that much, but just to find its bottom before it goes up, and in that retracement this is heading on up to then go down. I just want to check the 200 moving average for Bitcoin and XRP, and I want to check the 55 too. So okay, for Bitcoin on the daily, it's very far. It's very far from it. Let's check. Okay, so on the 4 hour, again, so this is why it's like a potential it could wick down to 38, but possibly not. It could just hold on that 40 level, because as price goes down to this 40 to find its bottom, a new higher low, this 200 moving average is there to kind of like catch its fall. It's like, I'm here for you, baby. I am here. Let's just check XRP. Okay, and again, the daily is definitely closer. So even if XRP comes down, tests the 60 region, it's not far from the 200 moving average for sure, which is good. And then, on the 4 hour though, it's underneath it. So I feel this is just another signal to say, yeah, it will come back down potentially to 60, to then find support. But it's not sloping a lot. Like as it comes down, it may come and get ready to cross over these moving averages. So that's what I'm seeing there. I'm going to just change the input to 55 just to take a look at the 55. So again, it is sloping like that. Stuck on the daily. Oh, so the 55 on the daily, it's about going above price. It's very close to it. So again, that could just give it the momentum to just make it retest that zone, which I guess is absolutely fine. Super far from it on that one. Don't really need to look at that. We'll just check BTC. So for Bitcoin, the 55 is definitely closer. So as this obviously just moves up, it could just find support even on the 55. 4 hour. Okay, so the 4 hour is underneath the 55, so it could just bring it to this zone, potentially 38. So do keep that in mind, of course. And we'll just quickly check the DXY again. And then I'm going to put on the moon phases. It's a long video. Did you lot appreciate it? Yeah, do let me know. It's not even finished yet. So again, this is sloping down. I feel even if price comes up to here, it will get rejected off that on the 4 hour, and we'll check the daily and put on the moons. So on the daily, price is further away from it, so that's interesting. But as it's sloping down, we're going to get a cross of Saturn, Pluto and Mercury, which will just signal a bit more downward momentum anyway. So that is what I'm seeing with the RSI. I thought I got rid of the wrong one then. Let's just pop the moons on. Moon cycles. Okay. So that was obviously its resistance, but I pay more attention to the moons on crypto than the DXY, to be fair. So I check Bitcoin and XRPZ. Okay, so yeah, as I said, the full moon, the no moon, new moon came in there. We'll just get rid of the noise. It came in there, so that was our resistance. So this new full moon coming in on the 27th, we could get a higher high, like it could come in here, you see, and that would be its new low. So we'll take a check at XRPZ. So again, that's its resistance, as you can see. And still this other full moon may come in here. So look, we're doing like a slope, like wee, because the next one could come here, and then the next resistance could be here, higher than that, like somewhere around up there. Basically, it could be like, whoa, that was the last low. This moon is making this smiley face to then go on up. But yeah, what are your thoughts about all of that? Did you like it? This part is definitely going to be a little bit more chilled. We're just going to get into the rest of these connections that movie did link to. But please do let me know if you appreciated those, or loved, as my dad says. If you really like those dates, do you see the movements happening at that time from another angle? I'd really like to know. But let's take a look at the other connections. And of course, if you're not staying around for this, that's absolutely fine. Do make sure you grab this calendar so you can follow along with the phases of the moons. And I do go through energy updates every Thursday if you want to link it more to like your life, to know what's happening as life and not just crypto. And the calendars is there for both of them, you know. Don't make crypto your god. But anyway, we're getting this as well. And of course, this number links to 22, Year of the Dragon. So if this pops up again next year, you know, just remember the full moons during Mercury Retrograde. Unless a person is born from above. I just found that interesting because we had as above, so below. And I do want to show you, we have, see here, as above, so below. So it's like this alone is a signal for me that I'm on the right track. Like, this is how I want you to look at these Gematria connections. It shows you the relationship things have with one another, and how the hologram kind of works in a way. It's the connections. So that, to me, I had named my little site this as above, so below, and then this has come up. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely for sure on the right track. So trust yourself for sure. Saturn is death and Jupiter is life. So death is because it's time, and I do want to show you something. I want to show you this creature here, but we'll get into that in a bit, okay, because she's connected to this too. So Saturn is just time, and because time is just like there's a limited amount, and that's why it's death. And Jupiter is expansion, so it just expands basically. And they're having a whole battle in the sky, in mythology, in the Bible. This sort of, you know, Saturn and Jupiter, Satan and Jesus, basically. Enlil is Yahweh, is Amun Ra. Interesting, just, yeah. They're doing the most. Is everything a school? Heaven, earth, and hell? Heaven, the head, hell, the heels of your feet, and earth, the middle of your body. Is it all a school? Is it all a lesson? The deception within Saturn. So as I said, Saturn is time. So I read this as the deception within time. This whole movie is linked to Leave the World Behind. Just pure deceptions are gone. Evolved from elementals. So we are ultimately the periodic table of elements. So I found this interesting. There's a movie about the elementals and things like that. And maybe we're going to be open up more to this awareness. All fiat money carries no value. I hope you know that. Maybe we will learn this in the year of the dragon. Like, it will be noticeable. More people will know. Grand Canyon, four rivers. Now, I find this interesting because linking back to like the Bible and the four rivers that led out of Eden. And then obviously the Grand Canyon is dry. Like, what happened there? Was it excavated? Will we learn about what truly happened in the Grand Canyon? It really should. Like, I do not disagree with this. Let it happen. Let it be. Oh, I need to click onto it. Forgive me. I think I've spoke for super long, so let's just get through this quickly. It's not that long. But you know, authentication, it's already happening now. This is anyway, so it's linking into it. The Lord of Evil, Operation Sunrise. Now, in the last video we did about the war, we had Operation Sunrise come up. We've got Yahweh, we've got Enlil, we've got Anunnaki appearing up too. So is that their operation? Who speaks through her? I don't know. I found that interesting. Warp speed. So they're trying to bring this in fast in the year of the dragon. I own the Vatican, who we've had the Anunnaki come up. We even had blue Anunnaki, but there was so much I didn't put it in. So if I didn't, we did have definitely with this Leave the World Behind a blues clue. Remember, since the Maui fires and blue wasn't burnt, we've been following the blues clues, and a ancient blue Anunnaki came up. Do they own the Vatican? We missed the age of Aquarius, did we, or did we not? Or, as I says, this shows every vibration depending on which side of the pendulum it is. So are they trying to throw out this whole narrative of this destruction, chaos, blah blah blah, for you to create that reality, so you're not living in this golden era, because it's inevitable, but those who create chaos will live in chaos, you know, and you'll miss it, I guess. Magic secretion in its most extreme manifestation. So I found this interesting because the secretion, like the Christ oil, we had Christ returns, all that type of stuff, the Kundalini energy and things of that nature. Will it be more potent now when it comes to creating our reality? We'll see. Blue Sky Vineyard, another blues clue, so we're on the right track here. I found this funny. Make it be so, you know, serve them right. Yes, I'm all for that. Pyramids are the enemy of existence. Now, I find this funny. I have a theory that because I see astrology as highly advanced technology and blah blah blah. My theory is that the thing that was caused us to operate at a lower state of consciousness energetically was the use or the misuse of Saturn, the moon, and the pyramids together. While some are being covered, so not all of them are being used, all of the grand architects and buildings are literally covered in mud, and we now see them as just mountains that we walk on. That's why we feel so great when we go in nature, and it's just like, but we're walking probably on an ancient structure. They were covered to not interfere with their technology. But yeah, just interesting. Week or week? Which one? This is why, if you notice, I say cycle. I don't even like saying that this time frame. I don't like saying it. I say the W because, and I say cycle because we operate in cycle after cycle, but we were told this word to really speak this word upon ourselves daily. So just keep an eye out for that. But anyway, our words are powerful, and our words coming in powerful comes in here somewhere. So keep your eye out for the language that you speak as we go into the year of the dragon, the year of the phoenix. But anyway, Leave the World Behind, we're getting that 192, giving us 3, so a new coil of frequency. Basically, we've got Paint the Town Red, giving us that 192. This creature over here standing with Saturn, look at her. Like, it was literally probably about 4 cycles ago I listened to the full music, because I only hear the clip on TikTok, just Paint the Town Red, blah 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 blah, just literally the chorus part. And then when I listened to it, because I saw someone's video, like, oh, I turned into a Christian after listening to after watching the music video. in my head, after I just listened to the song, I was just like, are you like not hearing what is being said anyway? But the music video just clears it up, and this has come up with the whole movie. There will be paint the town red. It says, bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I don't care, I'll paint the town red. It's talking about sacrifices. I don't know much about this movie, but apparently some, please forgive me, I'm not being insensitive in any way, but who she was with, who she was dating or married to, was he from Friends as well, and did he pass away recently on her birthday or something like that? Sacrifice. It's being sacrificed. Paint the town red. She'd rather be famous instead. She don't care. She said it. That's what she said. There's gonna be pure sacrifices in the year of the dragon. Celebrity sacrifices, rituals, things of that nature. And I'll be honest, I don't know if they actually die or they just change their persona. So just keep an eye out for sacrifices happening on the world stage. It's going to be biblical. So whatever they're going to try to do, it's going to be biblical. The Bible's just the story of the stars. Find the hidden meanings. So we did that with full moon during Mercury retrograde. Pay attention to the hidden meanings. Big inflation increase. We'll see what happens in January when they increase prices again for no reason. Drops of Jupiter. So we're getting drops of expansion happening now. On the other side of the pendulum, there's torture happening. So it depends on which side of the pendulum you're trying to attach which frequency you're trying to tune into with this. Again, tribulation for some people. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Is there a movie of that? I don't know, but I know that's I just know that song. So if that appears up, just remember full moon during Mercury retrograde. If any of these things appear in your reality, remember the retrogrades. Jupiter and Saturn, it's their battle, as I said. Again, a high-ranking Anunnaki, is that who owns the Vatican? I don't know, but they're involved and they're doing the most right now. Infinity symbol. Now the infinity symbol, watch my mouse, is the 8. The 8 on the side. The 8 on the side, the infinity symbol is the toroidal field. So as I says, we're getting two master numbers at the top of here, 22 and 11. This is a builder energy. 22 is 4. So we are building right now. We're going through these doors and we're building something with this energy. So it's like this building that's happening, a whole new energetic toroidal field is coming through. This is why they want to incorporate things of this nature to get you off of expansion type of nature. So keep your energy safe, basically. There is no spoon, remember that, okay? Whatever happens on the world stage, there is no spoon. So bend it. House of Yahweh, he's coming up again with the Anunnaki. It's all smoke and mirrors. So this movie coming out is just smoke and mirrors. Ignore it. Like, if you want to watch it. And look, smoke and mirrors when? Rabbit. We're in the year of the rabbit. Rabbit equals 52. So this whole year, I don't even understand what happened this year, 2023. What was it? What is it? I don't know. But it's all smoke and mirrors. So yeah, indigo crystal child, y'all, 1998 babies and 1999 babies. We're stepping up, basically. The world rebuilt. As I said, we're in this builder energy and we're rebuilding right now. So this is why they want to rebuild it in their own way. But the gate closing, last call. This came up when the Titan Summer Slide and things was happening, and it's come up like a couple times, and we've got 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. So the gate's kind of closing, and this is why it's this movie came out earlier to give signals of what is happening, because the first Mercury retrograde is now. So that's why the movie had to come out. Time manipulation, deja vu, there's nothing new. The biblical god is Satan. Sorry, that's funny. But the winged serpent, what is that? Dragon. The year of the dragon. The winged serpent is a dragon. So missing submarine again. that Titan slide that when it's all connected, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Yeah, if you watch this movie, just remember Mercury retrogrades during full moons, during Mercury retrogrades. Okay, if that movie comes up for you. Life path number 9. Pay attention to the 9s. They're etheric in nature. Both of my children are life path number 9s, and I'm a 6. Yeah, I'm a 6. So in the original calendar, in the Gregorian, we're all 8s. So yeah, pay attention to them. Human angels exist. They do, bro, because that's me. That's me. Okay, so message. Escaping the matrix. Multi-millionaire. Words have power. So it's like if you want to choose, if you don't want to use the word week or week, you can use cycle instead. If you'd like to join me, you can. You're more than welcome. Just remember, words have power as we go into this new year and all. Now look, we've got as below so above, as above so below, because your words impact this. Okay, harmonic convergence. So there's like a, and again, as above so below with your words. And 77, 3, 2, 1, go. Harmonic convergence. I really feel there's this whole this is the last one, there's this whole energy shift just happening now. But again, this is already happening on our phones. It's just going to be more amplified. It's confirming it. Welcome to the hoax, people. This whole end of the world, it's a hoax. You know what I'm saying? And look, it's a hoax. And again, we're getting as below so above. So let's be diligent, I guess. Death is an illusion. And that was very random. I don't know why it's there. But death is an illusion. But that is basically it. I intend... Oh. My intention is that you got something from this. Can I put that down? Let's take a look at this calendar. My intention, you got something from this. Do let me know your thoughts on your favourite part. If you liked it, if you stuck to the end. A big yawn. I don't know how long this video is. I'm hoping it's not over an hour, but I think it is. Do grab this calendar. The Holy Days discount is on up until Christmas Day. So do grab that if you would like, so you can follow along. There's a discount on both calendars, people. Okay, both of the physical calendars, and this one's only £5. So grab it if you'd like, so you can go into the end of the beginning of next year, excuse me, and then this year as well. So do grab that. Check me out, of course, on TikTok. Please do help me over there. And if you do want a reading in alignment with the visible sky, then reach out to me. I'm available, you know, I'm available. So with that being said, I'll catch you in the next Crypto Angles podcast number 39. 3 and 9, giving us 9, 10, 11, 12. The mirror of Saturn. So, and we should be talking about astrology then. And my intention is that you saw how important astrology actually is, especially when it comes to the crypto market. And we're going to look even deeper into astrology next cycle. But with that being said, do share this video, give it a like if it helps you, and I'll see you next Sunday. Angel out. Bye.